Hi, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while again, but we're trying, okay? I have a lot to catch you up on. We have been thriving in offering apostille services, authentications, and certified translation services, which I didn't have to get any extra certifications for. And I'm going to share with you guys right now how I'm doing all of this. I'm setting up right now for a client to meet me in about an hour. $500. Actual profit will be about 150, give or take. Then the certified translations part of things, I don't actually do them, but I'm affiliated. You know, I'm always finding ways to make extra income with one business. So this company that I found, basically I put in my translation orders through them, and then I get 20% commission off of my own orders. It's like 20% cash back. That's how I'm looking at it. And it's been working out really, really good. So on top of the 150, it's going to be about 7 documents that need to get translated. It's over $100, okay? I'm getting 20% of that. And I mean, it's just amazing. One of the coolest things about this service is that it's not just like a one-time thing. A lot of people, they'll come back because they need dual citizenship help. Not that I can offer, you know, the steps or application to do any of that, but I can help with a part of the process, which is legalizing the documents so that they can be used in another country, or documents that are from another country. In order for them to get recognized in the States, they have to go through a legalization process, and it's either going to be something super duper simple called the Apostille, or it's going to be something that's called a full legalization, which is an authentication or certification, depending on the country. They call it differently. And then I know if that country needs a certified translation or not, because it literally has the information on their embassy website or on the consulate website. All of the information is there. The most common question I get is, if this is all found for free online, why are you getting hired to do this type of work? The reason being, people are too busy, or they don't speak the English language fluently enough to understand the various steps that are required. Sometimes when you're trying to get, let's just say, your birth certificate from California to get recognized in Mexico, it has to go through a legalization process. In order to get these things done, you have to take time off of work or school, because most of these offices are government or state offices. They're only open Monday through Friday, normal business hours. And the thing is that because the information is free, once you start to look into the steps, it kind of becomes overwhelming for some, right? That's when they're, choosing, I'm just going to find a provider. There's other ones who, unfortunately, they try to take matters into their own hands, and the steps are on Google, so I'm just going to do it myself. And they get rejections at the Secretary of State office or the Department of State. And sometimes these things, you don't know, it gets rejected right away. Sometimes it takes weeks. And a lot of the times people are either waiting for like a dual citizenship process, or to get married abroad, or to start, moving abroad, studying abroad, or starting a business abroad, or sometimes trying to bring a business from, another country into the States. It's just, it becomes a lot for a business person, a working individual, an individual that's going to school. And when they try to do it themselves, it's just wasting time, and it's wasting a lot of money. And that's where we come in as the professionals. We're going to take all of this administrative work for them. We're going to charge a fee, of course, on top of whatever government fees and state fees that the client would have gotten charged anyways. I add between $150 to $200 extra, depending on the amount of work and what I'm doing, but that's profit. And like I said, these clients are very much like repeat clients, because you're very much going to be like not just getting clients through your Google business page and running ads, digital marketing, direct marketing, but it'll come through your other clients who are referring you to friends and family. Just think of it like this: they're trying to legalize vital records, personal documents, powers of attorney, trusts and wills, real estate, businesses. I'm talking about really important documents. And in order for them to go through the legalization process, sometimes we have to go through different steps. And as I mentioned, you don't always know if things get rejected right away. So it's very easy for someone to see, yeah, I'd rather not try to do this myself. I have clients that are like, I have an immigration appointment in Argentina in a month. You really think that they're trying to waste time? Let me try to do it myself because I'm trying to save a couple $100s. No, they would rather pay $250, $300, $400, $500 so that it can get done correctly. And of course, all of this comes with learning, not just from online resources, but also other people that are running this business. How do they run it? How do they do it? Any tips and tricks? I absorb any and all information, good and bad. If someone else made mistakes, I'm like, noted, don't do that. Or if I hear about it, I can kind of come up with solutions, right, that I would do if I'm ever in that situation, to avoid being in that situation. So the rest of it is really, you have to do it, in order for you to understand. But it's not something that is rocket science where you're gonna be completely lost, like, oh no, what if I don't have anyone to call? Or you're calling government agencies, state offices, government offices, you know what I mean? So all of these are official sources. It's not like you're gonna have to go through someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. The best thing about this business is any questions that I have, all of it is through picking up the phone and calling Secretary of State office, Department of State, maybe like immigration offices, courts, LA county clerk offices, and I'm getting the information directly from the source. And like I said, a lot of this, really what it is, you are going to be the facilitator. You are the admin, basically, that takes all of this information and is like, don't worry about it. Just give me 2 weeks and all of this will be done. I'll take care of all the small details. I will be honest with you, there are a few times I have had to jump through hoops to make sure that these documents get legalized and returned back to the client before their exit date, before their move out date, before their school starting date, whatever it is. That is my job. And during that whole time that the documents are getting fully legalized, my client is not worried about, is she doing it right, is she not, is she da-da-da-da. Everything is cool, calm, and collected as far as they know. And that's one of the things that I also love about this, is that I'm taking a load off of someone else. Of course, I'm charging a fee for that, but for someone who is super busy, doesn't have the time, and yet obviously they absolutely need to get this done, it feels good to be like, hey, let me take this stress off of you. I'm gonna charge you a little fee for it, and it'll be done in 2 weeks. I'm just giving an example, 2 weeks. It just depends. Sometimes it's a few days, but it's really, really, I feel like an easy service to offer. And I have a few things that are helping me make this service easy to facilitate. So let me share some stuff with you. This is just some little work binder intake forms that I created. I basically have basic information, and then the type of document, the country it's going to be used in, where was this document issued, if it needs to be translated, to what language, and service type, how are they going to retrieve any special notes, and then my total cost. I also have a Google Sheets spreadsheet that I made into a calculator, so I know my service fee is X amount, the apostille fee is this amount, translation fees are this amount, so I'm not having to do like guessing and thinking and undercharging, because undercharging is the worst. And it used to happen to me a lot in the very beginning when I offered the service. And I was like, wait, I'm not doing something right here. You know, the people are happy with the service. I'm doing it correctly. I was getting great reviews, but I wasn't seeing, like, okay, where's my cut? You know, so I had to lay it all out in front of me and then basically make it into a chart and make it into something automatic that I can just be on the phone and, you know, punch in the numbers and I can give a quote, give or take how much, you know, this would all cost. Actually have one to do right now, so I'll keep that one out. But other than that, everything else has remained the same. I have been raving about Wix for I don't know how long now, years, right? Google, I've been telling you about your Google business page for years, ever since I started this YouTube channel. And it's still the number one thing that is helping me get clients with a completely, well, I mean, this video now, I'm like more than a year into offering this new service. But for me, it's still like, it's my newest service, you know, and I don't see it talked about too much. Old ways of marketing your notary business, they're not going to be working out in 2025, almost 2026. You need to get into digital marketing. And I got asked this on TikTok, like, by digital marketing, do I mean like what, we're like selling a product? Well, not a product. We're selling a service. You're always selling your business. No matter what kind of business you have, you should be selling your business every single day. And that is no different for someone offering a service like us, notaries public. We offer a very, very valuable service. And if you don't know how to word it or how to put it out there, no one knows about you and no one can hire you and you can't make money. So run ads. Get on your Google business page game, learn how to run ads. And as I mentioned, if you don't know how, hire someone on Fiverr for like $50 and see what they can do and see what they can teach you. There's a ton of free resources as well on YouTube where you can just watch how other people are running ads for service-based businesses. I also have videos. I'm showing you exactly the ads that I'm running and how I'm getting daily calls and booking these appointments. And none of it is magic. None of it is like, you know, I'm just so confident and I market a lot and I do a lot of networking. I don't do any of that. I don't. I only run ads and that's it. I do a little bit of email marketing, but I haven't done that in months now. So for the past few months, making thousands of dollars just from Apostille services and translation services. Like, that's it, okay? All I'm doing is running ads. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just running ads. And I've tested out one ad, ran it for more than 6 months, and then tested out another ad, ran it for a couple more months. This new ad, I probably have like maybe a week or 2 weeks, and it's less than 24 hours from running that ad. My phone was like ringing. I booked, maybe 2-3 appointments in less than 24 hours, all from an ad, not from email marketing or cold calling or nothing. Just paid ads on Google because people are searching for this service on their phones or on their, you know, laptops and computers. Why not show up somewhere where people are already looking for you? So, I have less than an hour now before my client arrives. So I'm going to get ready, settle in, and I hope that I have time to make another video soon so that I could share more tips and advice on how I run this service. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.